Hey, what's up? I got some more lore content for you guys. The new expansion just came out, and I'm sure that you're absolutely raving to hear about what the best decks are. Well, you've come to the right place, because I know what decks you should be investing in if you want to climb fast this patch. Trust me, you don't want to miss out. That way you have a good understanding of what's strong, whether you want to play the best decks themselves, or if you want to know how to counter them. Let's see what these strong decks are, shall we? Welcome to Meta Report. And to start us off, we have a deck that I've been asked about non-stop, and for good reason. That is Riven Morgana. Coming in with a win rate of 56.07% and a play rate of 6.32%, it is absolutely stomping this meta. Its best matchups include Lurk, Viego Mord, Volley Elder, and also Elder without Volley. Its worst matchups are Seraphine Morgana Janna, Seraphine Morg, Karma Set, and Akshan Morg. So this deck is very similar to the Riven Gwen deck that was just covered recently. Riven Gwen was really cool, you know, utilizing Hallow plus also Overwhelm to get some really cheesy aggressive lethals. This deck is trying to do the same thing but takes Gwen out of the picture and puts Morgana in. So Morgana plus the Shackle Synergy cards are being added to the Riven strategy to create like this really annoying aggressive mid-range deck that also has like stun utility built in. For the list specifically, we have Triple Blade Squire, which is a reforged unit, of course. We're going to be trying to get to the Riven Blade pieces as soon as possible, and then using them to win combat and also push a bunch of damage in the mid and late game, using Overwhelm and also the attack bonus, on top of getting the full blade for extra damage later. Next, we have Legion Saboteur coming in the early game, you know, getting down on the board and getting a bunch of cheesy damage in, squeaking in one extra here and there from her attack call, so really nice, especially if you open multiple 1-drops. You get some really good aggressive boards going. Next, we have Triple Solari Soldier for pretty much the same thing. 1 mana 2/2 Daybreak, give me 1/1 this round. Really strong card at getting on the board early. This is actually like the only 1-drop we have right now that can block Annie on defense 1, so that feels good if you're fighting Jhin Annie. And then you also get to just get ahead on the board, play out Soldier at any point in the mid game, and he's still a 3/3 body, and then you can play other stuff after, and it just feels really good overall. 1 random Targonian Tailstones because we can fit it. We usually go for the Hush. Also, the Blessing of Targon's super nice because this acts as protection and also big buff. Bonus points if you put this on level 2 Riven, that's a +6 attack boost on top of a +3 HP boost, so that can come up for 5 mana, keep that in mind. Really nice there. But yeah, Hush is also super good utility. And hey, sometimes we can invoke in the mid and late game and try to find like something else to work with. Honestly, all these are great options. Next, we have Triple Rune Squire to also give us Riven Blade pieces. Is Challenger, so really good in the early game at pressuring some units that the opponent wants to develop. You can combine Rune Squire with Quick Attack, and that feels really nice as well. Just really good unit overall. Rune Weaver, 2 mana 3/1, slightly less good than the Squire, but will also get you a blade piece, so very useful. Triple Shield Vault. Now this is a really interesting card. Shield Vault is basically coming up in these Morgana decks because this is a 2-for-1 deal for Morgana level up points. You need to target multiple things to level her, and Shield Vault is literally just a 2-for-1 deal. You target an ally and you target an enemy, so that feels really good on top of giving you stats and stunning. Like for 2 mana, honestly, this card is doing quite a lot for us. So very good auto include for most, if not all, Morgana strategies. Next we have Triple Solari Sunhawk, 2 mana 2/3. Stun the strongest enemy. Daybreak, really good. Just good like stun utility in general. You can use this defensively or aggressively. Just like Jhin Annie. Very good, well-rounded card. Triple Dark Binding, another stun card, 3 mana fast speed stun. This is also super good in Morgana decks. Stun an enemy and curse it with shackles. Something to keep in mind is if the opponent tries to unshackle, they will not be able to attack or block with that unit that turn because they are stunned as well. So a lot of the times you can just get like the 2 mana out of them, and then they realize, oh no, my unit's still immobile because they're stunned this turn, and that's really good. So yeah, Dark Binding, super strong for that. Triple Might, we're going to be using this as a finish with Riven or with Enraged Fire Spitter. Honestly, we can put this on Morgana as well and heal for a ton, so overall just really good. We're going to be going for Overwhelm finishes quite a lot with the blade pieces and also Might itself. Triple Noxian Fervor, also to close out certain games. Really good, just burn card. This is our burn finisher in case our Overwhelm attacks don't quite get us there. Triple Riven, of course, very nice. She creates a blade piece whenever she sees you have the attack token, or if you already have it for the turn. That's really good. So yeah, she's going to be getting you extra pieces in case you didn't open well enough to spam them early, and then you can level her by playing 3 unique blade pieces, and then that gives you the full blade as well. When she levels, the main thing you need to pay attention to is the bonus effect right here. Each round, the first time you increase my power, grant me that much power. So it basically just says double attack boost that you give to Riven. So if you give her might, she's going to gain +6 and then also overwhelm. So that's really, really awesome. Just keep in mind that Riven's going to be doubling once per turn, and that's really good for, you know, some of our overwhelm win cons. So super cool there. Next we have Morgana, 5 mana, 3/4, lifesteal, curse an enemy with shackles twice. So the opponent has to pay 4 mana to unshackle their unit, so that's super good. Also level up, you've targeted units 8 times. So why Morgana's being played with Riven is because each Riven blade piece counts as a separate target for your ally. So Morgana's going to be turbo leveling in this deck, oftentimes right on summon or like 6/7. Like really, really consistently in there, depending on how much you're targeting over the course of the game. Really, really, really crazy. And then when Morgana is in her level 2 form, she does deal 2 damage to the enemy nexus on attack call, so that helps synergize with your aggressive win con. Morgana really does come up here, and she shackles the strongest opponent unit as well, so that can take a big defensive blocker out of the picture, and that helps push your overwhelm damage because maybe the opponent only has low HP units afterwards. And then they also take free damage from Morg. So it's just overall a nice recipe for victory. Extra Morgana becomes Dark Binding, and that feels good. I didn't mention that extra Riven becomes Hilt, which is just like extra damage and also a blade piece, so that's really cool. And then rounding out the list, we have Enraged Firespitter, 6 mana, 8/4. This guy has come up a lot recently with might strategies. Again, we saw Riven Gwen recently for the same reason. So yeah, really, really cool. We can just play Firespitter in here and have might win con because he's going to be a really big dude that also just burnt the opponent for 2. So yeah, overall just pretty good. We can put the Riven blade pieces on him as well and just use him to have Challenger, Quick Attack, Overwhelm, that kind of stuff, and finish the game with him or control the board depending on like if we're behind. So yeah, overall just pretty solid finisher card. I've seen this deck be built with a bunch of different cards, by the way. There's like a few like sneaky little cheesy things you can do and add in, and some like different player preferences as well. Like Lisa and Dolly can fit into the deck if you want to run her. You can fit Brothers Bond if you want to be super aggressive. You can fit Moonlight Affliction as well if you care about the silence and then the opponent not being able to block. That's super cool. You can also play Sunburst and all kinds of stuff like that. So really, like, the numbers are not super set in stone. You can mess with it a little bit, make it more flavorful. You can change the speed of it ever so slightly. You can slow it down, you can speed it up, all kinds of cool stuff. So yeah, definitely experiment with it too. This is like the best deck to play this patch so far. It is the highest win rate with the highest play rate. The next deck I'm covering is going to be pretty similar. So yeah, these are definitely like what you should be going for. So definitely try out this version and then try out like the little cute cards you can add in here and there and really make it your own. But that's it for the deck rundown. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how the deck plays out. I'll be giving context to why I'm playing certain cards, and hopefully it gives you a good feel on how to play the deck. And for the example game, we're going to be fighting another very strong aggro deck this meta, and that is Jhin Annie. We have triple 1-drop opener, and one of them is Solari Soldier, so they can't even play Annie on one. I'm down to pitch Rune Weaver because we're going to commit to triple 1-drops, and then try to get to like champions and stuff later. Shield Vault also good. We're just going to contest the board and basically play the same way as them. Oh wow, we even have the Annie Killer combo. Solari Soldier on 1 and then Squire on 2. So they really can't play Annie. Sabo? That's fine. We play Soldier. Same thing. Now they just cannot attack us. And then we can develop double Sabo, which feels pretty good. And we have lifesteal, so we kind of edge out in this matchup. We play just as aggressive as they do, but we have some mid-game insurance, you know? Yeah, so we're going to get on the board here. They probably don't even block us back. Get a Precious. Makes sense. Precious doesn't have a skill, so he is fearsome. He is fearsome though. And we have Shield Vault for like Jhin at some point in case we need to stun him. Alright. See what you got. What's next? Ooh, we have Fire Spitter too. Very nice. Donnie. Donnie's kind of annoying. I think what we could do though, and this is really disgusting, is something like Shield Vault the Sabo, and then they probably won't want to attack at all. And then we can play Rune Squire on our attack turn and try to grab Donnie, right? Yeah. I like this. This feels pretty gross. Just slowing them down continuously. Like, we fight for this board so hard. Yeah, deters their attack 2 turns in a row. And then we can play... Let's do Runeweaver first. 2-0. Okay. We want quick attack. Donnie! Okay. I mean, not Donnie, sorry. Sunhawk. Sunhawk is popping Donnie, so that's +1 for them. Play the Rune Squire here. Overwhelm. Sag. I kind of wish we got the quick attack blade. They're truly random, so can't really do much about that. Let's do 2-1 to 3-2. 3-1 can send it, and I guess that's it. We don't need to send Sabo. Sabo dies to 3-1 for free. This looks kind of good. Yeah, too bad no quick attack. We'd be in a great spot. Oh well, though. We now know they don't have Jhin in hand because we would have seen him pop a Lotus Trap. Unless they top deck them, I guess he could be on 2 of 3. But yeah, honestly, we're in a pretty good spot. We've only taken 2 damage by 5 and we're playing Morg. We can shackle something, won't even be able to play. And then we have Fire Spitter. Donnie! Okay, let's shackle the Tusk. That's like the only unit I think they would want to attack with, and now they cannot. Witness. Witness! Makes sense. That's a good card. Yep. We're stunned for the turn, but no big deal. Attacking with Donnie? Yeah, they don't need to do that.
Finger on the trigger.
Okay, so we're gonna do 3-3 to 3-3 for sure. I gotta get rid of that guy. It's a lot of damage. We could also do like 1 value trade like that and keep the 3-3, but I'm not vibing with it. They can keep these little dudes. I mean, I take 1 more. Keeping my 3-1 is actually kind of relevant. Maybe this is better to go for a value trade and then also kill Donnie. Yeah, this is probably better. Alright. Yep. And then we can do Fire Spitter on the 1-1. Goodbye. Unshackle. Wow. You got it. Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right. Morgana diff. And if you want to see more Riven and get more context, definitely follow my stream and check me out over there. I will be playing this deck for Meta Report Monday, but I'll also probably be maining this deck as I like it quite a lot, and it's an aggressive mid-range deck, so I definitely vibe with it. Check me out if you want to see even more games. But moving on to the next one, we have a very spicy deck here, Morgana and Elder Dragon. Coming in with a win rate of 56.47% and a play rate of 3.14%, it is also doing very good right now. Its best matchups include Darius Morg, Lissandra Voli Elder, Seraphine Morg Janna, and also Gwen Mord. Its worst matchups are Morgana Mord, Akshan Morg, Jax Ornn, and Callista Mord. So what's really cool about this deck is that it's not trying to play Elder Dragon, it just has Elder Dragon in here for its region, and its region allows you to play 6-cost units from everywhere. Every region, so we get to break the region cap and play some funky stuff in elites, which elites have always been like mono Demacia anyways, so all it does is add more flexibility, more power, more consistency, more everything. So it's a really cool concept, and something that I thought we would see like in the coming weeks of Legends of Runeterra, having, you know, Elder Dragon just pop its head in as a quick one of to give you more deck building variety. But it's like very soon, very quickly after the patch, we have this deck, and it is elites of all things. So if you are used to playing elites, you have an elite deck sitting around, hey, throw in 1 Elder, that's all you need, and you're cooking a new deck for the expansion. So in the early game, we have all the normal elite stuff. Cythria of the Cloud, you know, elite 1/2/2, very good. Trusty Ramhound, which is a 1/1, but the next time you summon an elite and he sees it, he'll become a 3/3, and that's super nice. Battlesmith, of course, the main early game pressure unit of elites, being able to provide extra stats for your boards being built up. 2/2/2, very good. Form up to protect Battlesmith and also win combats. 2 singles to keep the opponent's strategies down. Vanguard Defender because it's a very good elite. Can be a 3/3 with Tough, which is just premium, insanely good. Badger Bear to block elusives is also an elite. Can come down as a 3-mana 5/5, which is definitely balanced. Vanguard Sergeant to make your wide boards very powerful. Squire to basically become free as you play out your early elites, and then she can also get hit by all your buffs. Super good. Vanguard, same thing, an elite bird, so the elite part is really nice for your synergies. And then Garen to buff your wide board as well when I'm summoning give other allies 1/1. So what we want to be doing is just setting up our board, building it up, beating the opponent down. Very, very simple, straightforward strategy. Garen's going to help with that, has regen. We can use single combat on him and make him strike twice, level him, get free rallies, like all kinds of good stuff. But yeah, the +1/+1 goes a long way too. Judgment if we're on extra Garens, and then just blow out the game. Very, very good. Ardent Tracker. Now this is super interesting. So the 6-cost allies will get a free buff from ElderDragon just being in our deck. Ardent Tracker counts. So as you're playing your elites, you're going to reduce the cost of this card. You can make this card cost like 3, 2, something like that, and you'll still get the Dragon boon from ElderDragon. So you're going to be shown 2 of these buffs, and then you'll pick one. All of them are really good. So like you could just have a scout with 1/1 fearsome, and then if the opponent doesn't have a fearsome blocker, they're going to take a lot of damage. The Tough is good. Challenger on scout's fantastic. The extra 1/1 and double impact is good. Deathless is good. Like all of it's fantastic. So honestly, like Tracker becomes a 1-card pressure tool for you, and that helps like push you even farther ahead in the mid game. Really, really strong. Next we have 2 Fire Spitter, which allows the deck to actually have some reach, which is cool. One of the main things that elites have never had is a way to deal direct damage to the opponent's Nexus in case we like get them down to 2 or 4 HP. We can't never kill them unless we win through combat. But Fire Spitter now says, hello, I can provide that for you, elites. I can burn the enemy Nexus for 2 or 4, depending on how many of me you draw. So, hey, that's really nice. Also, it's a good challenger unit, so yeah, we can put a boon on him, make him scary, kill some things. But yeah, the deal 2 is really interesting. So now the opponent has to pay attention to how much damage they're being dealt and how low of HP they are allowing themselves to go, because Fire Spitter can definitely sneak out some lethals. Speaking of something that elites never had, which was premium draw, but now they have it on a boon card that's also Garen, which is not balanced. This may be the most unbalanced card in the deck, by the way. You thought it was Tracker? No, it might be Sign-In. If you have like 3 or 4 dudes on the board and you play Sign-In, you're drawing 2, so that way you can stay ahead of your opponent. You're giving your allies 1/1 this round, so the Garen effect. And that's just insane. And you're getting a boon from it too, from ElderDragon, because this costs 6. So like, what? This card's insane. This card's so insane. You can play Garen on like defense 5, Sign-In on attack 6, and then your board is just disgusting. It's going to be so big and so scary. And 2 turns in a row, +1/+1 temporary buffs. It's just, I don't know. There's just something about this that doesn't seem balanced, and I think the win rate is definitely showing that. And of course, here's our 1 Elder. We're not trying to play him. We definitely can in some of the longer games. If we play a couple boons out, he can be cheap enough to play. And then he's going to come down with the boons, and that's really cool. But we're never leveling him. Ain't no way. I mean, if you're in a really long game, I guess you can. But yeah, you'll see Elder every once in a while. He's just a cute 1-of to break the region cap and get the boon passive. Really, really cool. Really spicy. And I'm happy that we're seeing this kind of innovation very, very shortly after the expansion actually hit. Definitely expect to see more stuff like this. Like, I'm expecting ElderDragon Gwen. I'm expecting ElderDragon Alawi. Elites are definitely just like the first and default one to go for, but we're going to be seeing more spice here soon, I believe. But that's it for the deck rundown. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how it plays out. And for the example game, we have Mordekaiser LeBonk, which is the Mord deck of choice that I've been playing, so that's really cool to see. I love seeing more players pick up Mord LB. They have good synergy together. Anyways, our curve looks really nice. We can do Sit 3 on 1, Battlesmith on 2. Hopefully he doesn't die to Quietus, Hate Spike, Soul Harvest. Stuff like that. Badger Bear Vanguard. I mean, we could pitch Vanguard, but I think he's kind of good in this matchup too. It's just fully keepable. We can count to 4 and play out everything. And Sign-In. Hello. We play Cithria. We had hold Cithria in certain hands to let Battlesmith buff her, but not this hand, because we plan on playing Badger Bear immediately after him. We just have to hope he doesn't die. Yeah, he's going to die, is what it probably seems like. Oh well.
It's dangerous out there. Take this.
Oh, he's not dead. He's not dead to Quietus or Soul Harvest? Hey, yo. Oh, we're just kind of gaming then. I guess it's Badger Bear. Yeah. Nice 3-mana 5/5. Should be hard to contest that. Yeah, let's go. We got Vengeance. And we deal 4. And then next turn we can play Battlesmith plus Defender. And then Vanguard on 5, sign in on 6. How's that sound? That sounds good to me. They probably want to develop LeBlanc or something here. Mallet, that also makes sense. Play another Battlesmith.
You won't want it.
Yeah, we can block. I don't want to take 5. Defender. That's a 4/4 with tough. Now our Silverwing Vanguards are about to be very fair and balanced. Very, very much so. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. Yeah, this looks fair, I think. Grab, send. We lose both, but that's fine. We're going to redevelop them on 6, play sign in 7. And they're kind of dead, I think. Not a lot they can do about this. We're just developing and playing our hand out. Yeah, it's going to be Vanguard and then sign in. We don't even need Garen. Low key, we don't even need him. We can take that, sure. Play Vanguard again. Razor Mace sounds good. We could even like single combat the Razor Mace if we wanted to, which is so crazy to think about. Oh, we didn't even play Tracker this game. Didn't need it. Sign in. We'll hit up Deathless sounds cool. Because if it does die, then it resummons. And then we get the +2 draw again. I don't really think we need the +1/+1 double impact. Seems a little overkill, I think. But yeah, this seems definitely chill. It'd be cool if they play Mord. I'm actually going to do proactive single and kill off my own sign-in, by the way. Because, like, why not? What you doing? Bloody business? Wait, if we do the single, it won't resolve before the Deathless comes in. Sad! I want to do the Deathless play where I kill off my own sign-in. Let's do single 5/5/5/1, and then we get next action attack. We get to keep our unit alive. We get to keep the second Vanguard alive. Just overall, pretty cool. Second Vengeance, you got it. Alright, fair enough. Was all that mana worth it, though? Was all that worth it, though? Ah, I didn't think so. Kinda disgusting. Wow. Very balanced. And the final deck I have for you is not a new deck. It does not have a new champion. However, it is in the top 3 decks to play this patch, and that is Zed Gwen. I covered this deck a couple weeks ago, but it is still popping off with a win rate of 56.12% and a play rate of 4.06%. If you've been enjoying the deck, keep playing it. It will still keep winning for you. Its best matchups include all the new stuff: LeBlanc Mord, Elder Dragon, Scion Mord, while also beating up Fizz Yumi. Its worst matchups are Seraphine Morgana, watch out for that, Nar Nora Elder, and also Seraphine Morgana Janet, like that kind of stuff. And Jinx Discard also beats it up. So this deck is doing pretty much the same thing as it was a couple weeks ago. This is a slightly different version, so if the last one is feeling a bit clunky or you want to try something a bit new, this version has Wuju style in it and a little bit more protection and some cool stuff like that. It's also a hard running mark. I don't remember if the last version was hard running mark, but yes, we have triple boisterous for Hallow. We want to be killing off our Hallow units, ramping them up, stuff like that. Super good for our elusive attackers. Double Mark of the Isles, really good for ephemeral, really good for protection even, so we can get into combat and get Shark summoned. Very, very good. Shadow Apprentice, which is a 1 mana 1/1 elusive. When you summon an ephemeral ally, give me 1/0 this round. So it's going to be a ramping attack stat elusive. If the opponent can't answer it, they're going to be taking a lot of damage, as we're summoning sharks and other ephemeral allies. Wuju style, which doubles up as a aggressive card and also a defensive one. For 3 mana, you get to do a +2/+2 boost, which is super cute, especially at saving Zed from Mystic Shot and stuff like that. Super nice there. Green Glade Duo, which is another ramping elusive attack stat unit, just like our Shadow Apprentice, going to be getting out of control as we play anything, not just ephemerals, so the opponent has to answer her or take tons of damage. Redeemed Prodigy, which is a 2-mana 2/2, summon a Ghastly Band. So not only is it a hollow synergy card, it's also a ephemeral synergy card. So that's really good at setting up early or setting up in the mid game to keep getting our sharks back. Speaking of sharks, this is the main part of the deck. It is a 2-mana 3/1, can't block ephemeral. Really cool card because last breath, it says the next time an ephemeral ally attacks, revive me attacking for free. So we want to get sharks down in the early, we want to get like multiple sharks even, get them in the grave, and then they attack whenever we attack with any ephemeral ally, basically creating a swarm strategy. And of course, that strategy also supports our growing elusive attackers. So really cool combo there. Chariot gets in a lot of damage, and also has some synergy with the rest of the deck. Stagehand is an ephemeral and also stun unit. Really good aggressively, pretty fine defensively as well, but more so an aggressive card, taking away an opponent's blocker while also threatening an ephemeral swing, so you get the sharks back. Super cool. Moonlit Glenkeeper is a ephemeral buffer, 3-mana 2/3 fearsome. When you summon an ephemeral ally, grant it 1/0. Also Nightfall, if you summon this guy not first in the round, right? You play him after anything else, then you can summon a sapling. So you can play a spell into him too, which is super clean. And then yeah, 1-mana 2/1 ephemeral challenger, he'll be a 3/1 because Glenkeeper will buff him. So really cool at trading up into 3 HP units. And then your sharks are going to gain more stats, stuff like that. Super scary card to be left alone. Next we have Opulent Foyer, which is a very strong landmark, 3 mana. When I'm summoned, summon a Ghastly Band, and also round start, if you have the attack token, summon another Ghastly Band. So the best time to play this is on defense 3, when you're attacking on evens. That feels fantastic. You want to play this right on defense 3, and then you get a band, then you get another band round start, then you can play Gwen on 4, and it just feels great. It's also ephemeral synergy, Hallow synergy, both super good. Shadow Assassin, which is another elusive card, really good target for our Hollow attack stat, and also a draw 1 on summon. So really cool, it replaces itself. Just a cute elusive card. Stalking Shadows, pick a follower from the top 4 in your deck, draw it, place the rest, and then create an ephemeral copy. Really nice to hit shark, really nice to hit some of your elusive stuff. Just like really good targets overall, refills your hand, gives you some stuff to play around. Super cool. Zed, our first champion, is an ephemeral attacker actually, which is really cool. So he summons a living shadow with his stats, which is super interesting. So you can attack with him, get Hallow up, so he can get like 6 attack, and then his shadow will copy that and also have 6 attack. So that's like a lot of pressure. And then sharks will come out, stuff like that, and you just like get to play super aggressive with this guy. Zed's a very aggressive champion. Try to protect him with the Wuju style, maybe Mark of the Isles if you really have to, and then he's going to be really nice for you. Gwen is another pretty aggressive champion in this deck. She has quick attack, she has Hallow, so yeah, she's really nice because if you attack with anything and it gets Hallow, she will also get the same Hallow buff, so you don't have to attack with her first, yet you get to double dip on your Hallow stats that are in the grave because of Gwen, so that's really cool. She drains 2 right away on her attack call, and when she levels, she drains even more based on how much attack she has, so really good card. You want to play her like as soon as possible and start winning in the mid game. She's really good against aggro because of the drain, and then you also get to just play some like ephemeral blockers and really make the opponent mad. And yeah, just clean up some like mid-game boards and just close out. And to round out the list, we have Triple Dragon Ambush, 5 mana slow speed spell. Start a free attack with 2 Dragonlings. They are ephemeral, which means they will also spawn in the sharks. The first Dragonling you attack with will get Hallow, so this unit's going to heal you for a bunch. Again, very good against aggro, but also really good at dealing with mid-range decks and just out-pressuring them, because this is basically like a free rally, if you think about it, because if you have some sharks in the grave, you're just going to be sending so much damage. You can use this on defense turn, you can use it as like your first action to increase the power of your ramping elusives and then attack with them after. It just feels really good overall. Really strong card. And that's it for this deck rundown. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how it plays out. And for the example game, we're going to be fighting Morgana Elder. The Elder is also just in here as a one-of, much like our Elites deck, to provide boon buffs and stuff like that, and some extra top-end cards, so that's a bit scary. We're on both champions and a Shadow Apprentice. We can probably get rid of the Assassin. Keep the Apprentice, keep both champs, I like that. I'm a little worried about like Pie Toss and Group Shot and stuff like that. It's actually super good into our deck, so this could be like a counter matchup, to be honest. They might just kill our Apprentice right away. Oh, Autopus, never mind. We're gonna get pranked. Don't prank me, bro. Oh, they're not pranking right away. They're gonna hold this. Alright. Sounds good to me. Launch. Alright, so they're just playing some generation cards. Kind of annoying. We can play out Prodigy. I guess it's okay. We don't really have buffs for Zed, so there's no reason to float mana. Yeah, we're just gonna take this. We could block 2/2/1/1, but that puts us in a worse pie position. We can show top deck Zed. I want to make sure this Prodigy gets an attack off and does not die, because that's our only Hallow unit besides Gwen. So hopefully we get that in. Pioneer, okay. It's not going to do anything. I'm so scared of Pie, Toss, and Group Shot. But we got the Hallow in. That's what we care about. And just like that, we have a 5 attacking board. 3/1 Shadow Apprentice. Yes, we're going to get the conch blocked. What you doing? Yeah, there's the Group Shot. Control just created it. Sounds about right. One Hallow in the grave. We love that. Probably going to set up Gwen on 4. They're going to make my stocking cost 5. All good. Depending on our next 2 top decks, we could just win with this hand. Oh. I can't really play Foyer here. I need to play Gwen out. We can do Foyer on 5. It makes our mana make a little bit more sense. Foyer stagehand? I mean, that is kind of good. Wow. Nothing else? I kind of want to do stagehand. That also feels nice.
If you do not have a part to play, take one.
Depending on what they play on 5. Wall up? Okay. Sure.
Embrace your fate as I have mine.
What else? That's it? Okay. Foyer it is. We'll give the extra stat to stagehand because he's a bit tankier.
I shall need my tool.
A little bit harder to deal with. Wow, they're taking a lot. Down to 4. My goodness. Where are my sharks? Where's my dragon ambush? I need all that. I'm on like infinite champions instead. Which I guess I can't complain. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of weird. Wouldn't it just be better to like replay the Zed? Yeah, I'm not gonna do Shadow Shift. That doesn't make any sense. Shadow Shift is such a bad card for that reason.
We are at the threshold of something great.
Let's go ahead and stun the Fire Spitter.
What we do is so much bigger than us.
Replay Zed. Like, that's just so much better to do. Oh, man. They should completely just rework Zed's champion spell. Like, give him a new one. That one's so odd. Even buffed, it's not good. And that's it for this week's decks. Extra shout out to the patrons on screen. Much love and thank you for supporting. So yeah, to wrap things up, there are a couple of good decks right now utilizing the new champions, but Mordekaiser in particular is a little behind right now. I really wish I could have covered him for Meta Report to match Morgana and Elder Dragon, but literally Mord's best decks are like barely reaching 50%, so I couldn't cover him. Maybe he'll come up in the next couple weeks though, to keep things exciting. That'd be cool. We'll have to wait and see. This has been Meta Report. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Laters.